Hey YouTube, this is Wheelchair21, and this is the review for the Retrofire MMPR Megazord. The Retrofire series was released during around the transition into Jungle Fury, RPM, around those areas. The Retrofire line brought back certain Megazords. The series was canceled off around Stage 2. Stage 2 had a limited release, but Stage 1 was the original MMPR, the Dino Thunder, I believe, and the Engino version, the RPM Megazord, or it was the the Mystic Titan Megazord. I don't really recall. When I first saw this was being made as a 5-inch or 6-inch figure, I immediately wanted it. I actually got two. One is boxed, one is opened. The one that's boxed was a gift, and luckily it was the second one, so I kept that boxed. Might sell it if it ever got up in price, but seeing that it won't, I probably won't get to selling it and just keeping it. The Retrofire Megazord is kind of more into like an actual robot, kind of like manga style. I love the design. It looks really kick-ass in a sense because it's kind of not as bulky as it was in the show. It doesn't really represent the show one too much, except for the fact that it is based on the original one. I mean, I would have liked if it was more show accurate, but I do love the creativeness of the guys who designed this toy. I mean, I don't like that the fangs or the legs are more humanoid and the arms are more knightish, more opened out, like kind of like more of today's mecha standards are, that they have like these huge ass shoulders that are opened up, more like ninjas were in season 3. I don't like that the styles for one arm is different than the other. Like this is on a swerve joint and a regular arm joint, where this one's on a shoulder joint that only goes up and down, up and side, doesn't really move. The hands easily pop out of the limbs, so pretty much he's like a Zinger. One hand is open to grab the sword, one hand is clenched, and they made the Mastodon Shield different. The Mastodon Shield, instead of looking Mastodon Shield, is more flat shield, more of a regular knight shield. I don't really like that. I would have preferred if it would held in. I would have liked to have this more accurate show. I mean, I enjoy it for what the toy is. I would have enjoyed if it was more show accurate, because it would be better as in a play sense. Like, I always think you have the play sense and you have the display sense. This is good for play and display, but it's more of a display than play because it's not accurate. I like if it can be possible to have something that's able to be played with for a child's amusement and looks show accurate, and then I'd love something that is also show accurate and able to be displayed. Like SHF Fig Arts, you can't really play with them, but you can play around with them, you can pose them, you can do still frame animation and stuff like that. This is still good for what you're trying to get out of it. I mean, even the sword, like, my favorite part about this toy is just because since it's so creative in the design, and the sword is almost accurate and can almost be held by other Megazords from past generation toys. I'm using the Mach 5 Iron Man thing to hold the sword up to pretend that it's like the show. And I mean, you can pretty much like recreate the whole sword grabbing thing. And the sword is just great. I mean, it has the lightning squivels in the sword. And it has a lot of great posability, like stuff that this Megazord can never do, like a freaking thigh kick and stuff like that. It has great mecha, like I would say, Gundam stylist in the way that it can pose, the way it can fight. It's very CG and cartoony and very creative. Maybe this was like the design for the MMPR cartoon series that was Disney's idea. I don't know much about it, but each toy comes with a special. Now it's doing the freaking Matrix and breakdancing, whatever. Comes with a Power Rangers Lightning Bolt and a stand-like thing, kind of like a Robot Damashi stand. I hope that somehow there's a Chokijin of Daizyujin, because hell, I would buy that in a heartbeat. I usually when you want the thing to do like a dashing run, you put the peg like this up his butt, because there's a hole like right where his ass would be to make him do like a flying dash. But if you want him to really do a regular standing dash to display it for it, I mean, it can stand well on its own, but if you want to display it with, like, the other stuff and use the stand at the same time, just in case, so you don't have it to knock down, you make it look like this, which looks kind of weird and not right. I mean, seriously, Megazords don't have things going up their ass. It's not a fucking hentai. I mean, it just ruins it. Like, if it would have been more in the back, like a Figma is, would be much better. I mean, there's holes in the back to do it, but it just doesn't angle the way you want it to. I mean, this toy, I love it and I hate it. In the sense of, I can't really pose it correctly with other toy lines, other earlier toy line Megazords to make it look, more cool and make cool pictures out of. I mean, it's great that you can use it for, like, comics and stuff like that, still frame, but it doesn't equal up to, the original, thing. Like, if you would have, like, the deluxe mecha or something, it just doesn't really captivate someone if it's not that accurate. I mean, that's what I don't love about it, but I do love it just because I love the whole head's design, the horns being bigger, the head, the body. The body looks greatly fashioned, the legs look pretty badass, being that it's like Gundam sculpt, kind of. It reminds me a lot about Gundams. It would be cool to see something like this. I mean, it's not Power Ranger based if it doesn't have really kind of like a bulky leg to it, or more of a protective leg. But like, the sense of it being like how the legs formed, that would look, it's kind of like a cross between Gundam and Voltron, in a sense, how this formation looks of it, this anime-like style, this, I like to call it Neo-American manga version, I would like to say. So, I mean, for those of you who are out there, most likely you don't like the Retrofire line, but a lot of the other Retrofires later on, like the Thunder Ranger one, was pretty cool, and the, Gunboro, other Octane Megazord thing, Valve Max Megazord, is really great. I gotta say, you should probably try to get those if you can. This one, still it's RPM Megazord, so RPM, it's Mighty Morphin Power Rangers Megazord, so you should get this one if you're a real fan of MMPR. It doesn't matter if it doesn't look accurate, but just being a fan of MMPR should make you want this. And I'm Wheelchair21, and I'll see you later, YouTube.